President Uhuru Kenyatta has tried all possible methods, tricks, and means of stopping his deputy William Samoei Ruto without any success. That's the honest truth. We all remember that the president even entered into the handshake with Raila Odinga to stop his deputy. But this has not achieved much. The president even went further and appointed Fred Okengo Matiang'i as the Prime Minister in quote of the Republic of Kenya to stop his deputy from launching and supervising government projects in the hope that the deputy president will not use government resources to traverse the country. The deputy president has actually escalated his activities across the country. The president even went further and started direct engagement with the Mount Kenya leaders and the region. Because you know one of the strongholds of William Samoei Ruto is actually the Mount Kenya region. He held a meeting at Sagana State Lodge. That meeting, I don't know whether it achieved much. And even on Monday, the president tried to engage the Mount Kenya region through various vernacular FM stations. I think without success. So in this video today, I want to explain to you the five political moves, which William Samoei Ruto used or has used so far to outwit President Uhuru Kenyatta and to some extent Raila Odinga. What I still don't know is whether this will guarantee him victory. Because one thing I also know is that in politics, especially Kenyan politics and African elections, votes don't count. We just witnessed what happened in Uganda. If you go to Nigeria, it's also a similar case. But let me go straight to some of the strategies which he has used. And by the way, before we do that, we are heading to 100,000 subscribers. I know some of you might be bumping on this video for the first time. I know some of you have been watching these videos but without subscribing. I want to take this opportunity to just appeal to you, to your heart, to click the subscribe button now, so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to my crew who normally likes the videos, share the videos and drop your comments. Appreciate you guys. There's just nothing I can do to you guys. But for this particular video, I want you guys just to give it thumbs up and drop your comments before we proceed. Now let us get to the point. The first move which William Samoei Ruto made was the early campaigns. When Ruto embarked on early campaigns, everybody was worried that why was this guy running around the country? Unknown to many Kenyans, William Ruto had his strategy set by the time he was campaigning for President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2017. You remember during the Jubilee nominations, there are so many elected leaders who failed in the last election, especially in the larger Mount Kenya region. Most of these people are actually blaming William Samoei Ruto, that Ruto didn't want any strong candidate from the region to emerge. So he blocked them. So William Ruto started strategizing for 2022, even before 2017 general election. So immediately they were sworn in, William Ruto started embarking on early campaigns. In fact, at some point, President Uhuru Kenyatta talked of him being Tanga Tanga. And that's how the name Tanga Tanga became famous in this country. So this guy would go to a place, look for the member of parliament, then talk to the member of parliament to identify a road. Then he would go place some calls to his contacts in those ministries. And then money will be allocated to some of those roads. Whether those money will be allocated to some of those roads. And that's why today in this country we are having so many stalled projects. So he embarked on early campaigns. And these early campaigns is what has actually sustained William Samoei Ruto up to now. Because it helped him so much. It helped him get that contact. Take for example at the coast. Immediately after the last election, William Ruto identified two areas, the coast and the western region, because he knew so well that Raila Odinga had strongholds, western and coast. He wanted to disrupt that. And how was he going to do that? Early campaigns, identify projects, identify a member of parliament, then go down there. In fact, someone was telling me that William Ruto went to Aisha Jumwa and told Aisha Jumwa that I want to support you. Identify 2 or 3 roads. Then those roads are going to be tarmacked. Then get the contractor to do the roads. The contractors are your own people. So as a member of parliament, you have a road being tarmacked. The contractor is your guy. So if it means there's any profit there, you share. Then you can still go outside there and tell Kenyans, tell your constituents that you are working with government. Because by that time, Raila Odinga was outside that government. So early campaigns is what helped William Samoei Ruto. Whether it was good or bad is something I still can't tell, because the country has been in an election mode from William Samoei Ruto since 2017. Now that's the first thing which he used to outwit these guys. The second thing which has also worked for him is the rallying call. Up to now, William Ruto is known as a hustler. He's a billionaire. So he has managed to come up with a slogan. And hustler slogan was not the first one. That was coined by Mutai Ngunyi later on in the day. Initially, William Ruto started with Tanga Tanga. So the idea of Tanga Tanga was that they were going around the country for developments, launching projects, launching MTCs, launching so many things. So he rallied so many MPs under that banner. And in fact, that's where the deputy president reached out to people like Osoro in the name of projects. Then later on, after that failed, I think they also tried coining another one. I can't just remember the slogan or the rallying call which they tried, but it failed. And then they tried coining again the wheelbarrow movement. But wheelbarrow movement came up, and when Kenyans started hitting at the wheelbarrow, then they now twisted it and fitted it with the hustler narrative. And that one has picked. And I'm sure running up to 2022, the hustler nation is going to be one of their slogans. And that's why they have identified kazi ni kazi. Kazi ni kazi. Although Kalonzo Musyoka has also identified that slogan like kazi ni kazi bila wizi. So that rallying call or the slogan has really helped them. ODM party has been in existence for a long time. What is their slogan, if I ask you? ODM chunga moja. Ama ni gani? So it's not really a rallying call which you can use. Yeah? Raila Odinga used to have kama sio sasa ni sasa hivi. But what is the rallying call? What is the rallying call for people close to President Uhuru Kenyatta who are opposed to William Samoei Ruto? What is their rallying call? So William Ruto has identified a rallying call. That is the hustler nation, and it's actually working for him. Number 3, the third thing which is working for William Ruto is that William Ruto is reaching out to everybody. That's the fact. I know so many people on Facebook. The deputy president has reached out personally. I know so many people. The artists, William Ruto is reaching out to them personally. The Mama Mbogas, there's some William Ruto is reaching out to them personally. And then talk of the leaders in this country. William Ruto is reaching out to them personally. And I want to give you a typical example. Who knew that Jicho Pevu, the Nyali member of parliament, would one day sing praises of William Samoei Ruto? Who knew? Okay. Let's assume Jicho Pevu is a different case. Because Jicho Pevu once told me why he's supporting the deputy president. In fact, it was as a result of frustrations from Joho and his petition. Then, Hassan Omar, a very good friend of mine, who thought Hassan Omar would work with William Ruto? Yeah? Well, everybody around Ruto viewed Hassan Omar as the guy who implicated Ruto in ICC. And Hassan Omar was one of the guys who dismantled William Samoei Ruto into pieces. So who knew Hassan Omar would work with Ruto? Ruto reached out. What about Boni Halwale? Is there any other individual in this country who was abused, insulted, and even branded William Ruto names more than Boni Halwale? Is there anybody? Boni Halwale referred to William Samoei Ruto as the biggest land grab in this country, as a thief. Right? Today, Boni Halwale is singing praises of William Samoei Ruto. Talk of Johnson Muthama. Who knew that Johnson Muthama, of all the people, would one day use his own resources to campaign for William Ruto? Who knew? Leave alone that. Now go to Elido Wallo. Elido Wallo even led students in repossessing the Langata Road Primary School. If Elido Wallo had not done that, that road, that compound, that playing field would have been grabbed by William Samoei Ruto. I'm saying that because Elido Wallo was a very good friend of mine. And personally, I was present on that day when we were trying to repossess that land from Weston Hotel. Elido Wallo was one of the individuals around Raila Odinga who William Ruto hated more than any other person. But because of his interest, William Ruto has reached out to all these guys. If you talk to these guys, they will tell you that Raila Odinga and his team are not reaching out. In the last election alone, there are so many people who contested on ODM ticket. During the nomination, some of them were rigged out, some of them won, some of them lost. Not even a single a single meeting has been organized just for them to talk to Raila Odinga. Not a single one. Ruto is reaching out. Talk of President Uhuru Kenyatta. The main reason why members of parliament from central Kenya are with Ruto is because they couldn't access President Uhuru Kenyatta. Those are the realities. But Ruto was reaching out to them. The fourth thing is what I call name cleansing. William Ruto was branded all sorts of names. When you wanted a land grabber, William Ruto. In fact, at some point, when you Google the most corrupt individual in this country, in Kenya, as a search item, the name William Ruto would always come. When you talk of eliminations in this country, William Ruto was being associated with many. Be it Musando, Yebei, so many of them. So William Ruto knew that it was going to work against him. So he started dealing with them. So when it comes to land grabbing, he faced it and cleaned it. So to say, okay, mimi ni grabber, okay? Mnasema I'm a thief because I'm in government. Wacha niache hizo kazi. So he forgot everything. Then kaboom! Scandals still popped up in this country. So it means the people who wanted to fight William Ruto over corruption, over those other dirty past, dirtied themselves. So today they don't have moral authority to lecture anybody. And that's why today in this country, William Ruto can stand on a podium and lecture people on corruption. William Ruto can stand on a podium and lecture Kalonzo Musyoka over land grabbing. Because for him, people know that he's a land grabber. And he has dealt with it. But Kalonzo Musyoka is just like you want to fight with a pig in a mud. When do utaumia? So William Ruto has managed to do that. And lastly, the handshake mistakes. Several mistakes in handshake. Economy is still doing poorly. You promised people the handshake was going to create peace and harmony so that businesses are going to work well. Nothing. You told Kenyans that because of the handshake, taxes are likely to go down, skyrocketing. You told Kenyans that because of the handshake, corruption will be a thing of the past. In fact, if you read the 9-point agenda, corruption was one of them. And in fact, initially, President Uhuru Kenyatta fired so many cabinet secretaries, so many managing directors. What is happening today? We had the COVID. Then after COVID, people benefited from that calamity. So William Ruto was out of it completely. So basically, handshake has also led to William Ruto outmaneuvering these guys. Then the last one is the Building Bridges Initiative process. BBI has also played into the hands of William Samoei Ruto. The proponents of the Building Bridges Initiative process have actually failed to sell the initiative to Kenyans. And they failed to read the signs early. The economy was doing poorly. COVID then came. Jubilee mismanaged economy in the last term over borrowing. So definitely the projections were the country was going to do badly. So they failed to understand all those. So what they ought to have done was to explain to Kenyans that BBI was going to address these issues in this way. They failed to do that. And because they failed to do that, Kenyans have not really embraced the Building Bridges Initiative process. Even me, I support the BBI because of devolution. But I'm not supporting BBI because I feel a county like Homa Bay or even Migori deserves an additional constituency. So even those who are supporting it are 50-50. I don't know what you think. But because of those strategies, William Ruto is now way ahead of President Uhuru Kenyatta, of Raila Odinga, and even other potential presidential candidates. Let me hear your thoughts on this. Or do you think William Ruto is just dancing alone? You know, like if you go to a dance hall, you find people dancing, you find some guy dancing there, oh, unashanga, hey, huyu jamaa anajua kudance. Then kanadha kasichana kanakuja, na kanadha kachali, kanakuja, kanaanza kudance, then kumbe huyu hakuwa mtu. So probably he's still dancing alone on the dance floor. But let us wait and see how these other guys are going to do what is called catch up. Because in politics, you should not do catch up. You should be the one ahead always. Thank you, guys.